As part of BBB's Give.org Building Trust series, we're here today with Rick Lofgren, CEO, Children's Organ Transplant Association. How are you today, Rick?
I'm doing well, Art. Thank you.
Well, Rick, tell us about the mission and scope of the Children's Organ Transplant Association.
Well, the mission of the Children's Organ Transplant Association, or COTA, is to provide fundraising assistance and family support to children and young adults who need a life-saving transplant. We're actually the largest charity in the United States that's focused on fundraising for pediatric transplants, and we work with more than 4,400 families across the country in our 38-year history, and we've generated approximately $160 million to help these families. COTA also partners with organ donor registration organizations across the country to increase the number of registered organ donors.
I assume that money is one of the biggest problems that your families have.
That is the biggest challenge by far. And one of the things that we always hope is that our families can come home and have a home to return to once their child's been transplanted. We pay for things that are pretty obvious, like co-payments and deductibles, medications, and that kind of thing. But the biggest thing that we pay for are household expenses, transportation, and while the families are experiencing their highest out-of-pocket expenses for the child's transplant, they're also many times experiencing their lowest income level because one parent and sometimes both are unable to work during the transplant.
How do you measure the impact of your programs?
I think the most effective way for us to do that is to look at what we refer to as the basic financial need. And that's the lowest possible number that we can raise for families to ensure that they'll get their child home. That basic financial need would include paying for those co-payments and deductibles, those out-of-pocket transportation and lodging expenses, but also for the household expenses to be able to get that family back home again. If we can make sure that all of our families have 100% of their transplant costs met, we'll do a great job. And in many of our families' cases, we're able to raise money not only to get that child home from transplant, but for many years post-transplant as well.
What does it mean to your organization to be a BBB Give.org accredited charity seal holder?
It's a tremendous benefit for us, Art. And one of the things that I always point to is that we have on our website at COTA.org the link to the BBB's website. One of the things that I hear over and over again from donors is that they've checked us out online, and to get your seal of approval is just a tremendous benefit for us. Over and over again, we've heard families say that the reason they like what we do is that we honor our commitments, and to be able to be vetted by an unbiased third party like the Wise Giving Alliance makes all the difference in the world for them to feel confident and comfortable that their gifts are actually going to what we say they're going to be spending on.
Well, Rick, I want to thank you for joining me today on the Building Trust series, and I wish you continued success with the Children's Organ Transplant Association's work.
Thank you, Art. I appreciate that.